If you've got $5,000 sitting in a brokerage account and you're about to start trading options, the very first question you're likely to ask is going to be the wrong one. And the fact that it's the wrong question is going to cost most people their entire account. I'm Simon Ree, 3 decades in the markets. I used to run the markets desk for Goldman Sachs in Australia, then spent years at Citi in Singapore working with billionaires and boutique hedge funds before going full-time as a trader and educator. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how a professional approaches that $5,000 and why most amateurs torch it before they even realize what went wrong. Here's the question I hear almost every week. Someone messages me, "Simon, I got $5,000 in a brokerage account. What should I buy?" Wrong question. Completely wrong question. And the fact that it's wrong tells me almost everything I need to know about where they're starting from. When someone comes to me with $5,000 and asks how to trade options, I don't ask what they want to trade, I ask what they're trying to build, because professionals and amateurs approach that $5,000 completely differently. And the gap between those two approaches, is where most accounts go to die. There's a popular myth in retail trading that you need at least $25,000 to make real money trading options. That's amateur thinking. The aspiring professional take sounds completely different. I want enough capital that being careless costs me something real, but not so much that fear stops me pulling the trigger on good setups. $5,000 hits that sweet spot for many people, and here's why. It's enough to matter. Trading with $500 feels like monopoly money. You won't develop real risk management habits or any genuine respect for the process. But $5,000? Losing that hurts enough to teach you lessons no textbook can. It won't ruin you. If you're earning a decent income and you lose $5,000 while learning to trade properly, you will recover. You'll come back with better skills and hopefully a much clearer head. And it forces discipline. With $5,000, you can't afford sloppy trades. Every position matters. Every risk management rule becomes essential rather than optional. Those constraints build strong habits that scale beautifully when you eventually add capital. I've watched doctors blow $50,000 accounts in 3 months because they never learned to respect the market. I've also seen engineers grind $3,000 up to $15,000 over a matter of months and then scale that to 6-figure accounts because they built solid foundations first. The amount doesn't determine the success, the methodology does. Most people go wrong from day one. They think they're traders. They're taken by the allure, the excitement of being a trader. You're not a trader, you're a risk manager who occasionally takes trades. And look, I'm not playing word games here. I'm talking about the difference between making money and losing it consistently over time. When I was at Goldman, nobody taught me how to find winners. What they taught me was how to avoid big losses, manage risk. Winners take care of themselves if you don't blow up first. That lesson, learned early on someone else's capital, has shaped everything I've taught since. Your job with that $5,000 is not to double it in 6 months. Your job is to keep it while you build skills that will compound for decades. Think about learning any other valuable skill. When you start a business, you don't expect massive profits in month 1. You focus on systems, operations, customer service, how to deliver consistently. The money follows the competence. Options trading is identical. The $5,000 is tuition. If you grow it while learning, great. If you lose a small bit of it while building real skills, that's still a win, provided you're honest about what you learned and why. Here's what amateurs expect: making $500 to $1,000 per week within a month. Here's what aspiring professionals plan for: focus on not losing money while figuring out what actually works. So what do those first 3 months genuinely look like? Month 1 is paper trading and trading small positions. Yes, paper trading. I know it's not glamorous, but you're learning to read charts, understand how options are priced, figure out how your broker's platform works, and identify setups before real money is on the line. When you do start trading with real money, cap each trade at $200 to $300 maximum, no exceptions. Month 2 is where it gets interesting. You're trading small with real money and real emotions. And this is where you discover that knowing a setup intellectually and executing it under pressure are two completely different skills. You will make mistakes, and that's entirely the point. And it's why you're trading small. Month 3 is all about building consistency, not swinging for home runs, executing your process the same way every single time. Some trades work, some don't. But you're following rules, managing risk, and tracking what's actually moving your account. By day 90, if you've lost a bit of money but can execute a plan with discipline and consistency, you're ahead of 90% of people who started when you did. If you've made a few hundred but have no idea why your trades worked, you're behind. Process beats profit at this stage every time. I've watched hundreds of intelligent, capable people destroy their trading capital. 2 patterns account for the vast majority of the damage. The first is position sizing like an amateur. They risk $1,000 per trade because they want meaningful exposure. Wrong. With $5,000, your maximum risk per trade should be $100 to $150. Full stop. Yes, this means smaller gains on individual trades, but it also means you can be wrong 20 times and still have capital left to learn from. Amateurs risk 20% per trade, hit 3 consecutive losers, and it's over for them. Professionals risk 2 to 3% per trade and survive long enough to actually develop an edge. The second pattern is chasing win rates instead of expectancy. They want to be right 80% of the time, so they take profits too early and they hold losers far too long. It feels good, but it destroys accounts mathematically. I'd far rather be right 40% of the time with average winners of $300 and average losers of $100 than right 70% of the time with average winners of $50 and average losers of $200. The first scenario makes money over time. The second loses it, slowly, then all at once. Your ego wants a high win rate. Your account needs positive expectancy. Learn the difference early and you'll save yourself years of confusion. Quick message. If you want the exact one-page trading framework I use to filter every single trade I take, the same filter that prevents account killers I've just walked you through, I've put a free download in the description. Print it out, pin it next to your screen. It'll save you more money in the next 12 months than this entire video will. People picture institutional traders glued to 6 monitors, making split-second decisions all day. That's day trading. It's not what I do, and frankly, it's not what I'd recommend to anyone who wants to keep their sanity. I'm a swing trader. I live in Singapore, which means the US market opens at 9:30 p.m. my time. I put on my trades shortly after the open, check my stops, and go to bed. I wake up the next morning, check my positions over coffee, scan for new trades, and get on with my day. Here's what a typical trade looks like. Before the open, I've already done my analysis, usually that morning. I've identified 2 or 3 setups that meet my criteria. When the market opens, I check whether the conditions I was looking for are still in place. If they are, I enter the position, note my stop, and close my laptop. The next morning, I check in. Either the trade is working, it's hit my profit target and I take money off the table, or it hit my point of invalidity and I move on. No drama, no second guessing, no staring at tick charts at midnight. This works because it removes emotion from the equation. It forces all of the real analytical work to happen when markets are closed and my head is clear. It prevents overtrading and it scales. The same process that works with $5,000 works with $500,000. With a $5,000 account, I might make 2 or 3 trades a week, risking $100 to $150 on each. Some weeks are green, some aren't, but I'm building a systematic approach, not gambling on outcomes. Most people miss the bigger picture entirely. You're not just trying to grow $5,000. You're trying to build something far more durable. You're building a skill that you own outright. Financial advisors, they can disappoint you. Employers, they can let you go. Markets can crash. But once you genuinely understand how to read markets, manage risk, and execute a process under pressure, that capability travels with you for life. Nobody can take it away. I've taught engineers who now generate more income from trading than from their day jobs. Doctors who've built seven-figure portfolios starting from accounts smaller than yours. Lawyers who sleep better at night knowing they have an income source that doesn't depend on billable hours or a single employer's goodwill. None of them started trying to get rich quickly. Every single one started by learning to not lose money while mastering a skill that compounds as their account compounds. Your $5,000 is seed capital for skill development. Treat it accordingly. So that's how an aspiring professional starts with $5,000. But here's what nobody tells you. The strategy that builds your account is the same strategy that will eventually limit it. What works at $5,000 starts breaking at $250,000. What works at $250,000 changes again at $1 million. Liquidity becomes a brick wall. Position sizing becomes self-limiting. Your psychology shifts. The whole game evolves. I'm going to walk you through what I call the 4 regimes of account scaling, but I'll leave this for another day. 2 things before you go. 1, grab the free one-page trading framework in the description. It's the exact filter I run every single trade through. Print it, use it. A week of disciplined application beats a year of, I'll get around to it later. 2, if you'd like to follow on with how I'm watching markets evolve from week to week, subscribe to Tao Weekly. It's a weekly free video newsletter where I talk about what I'm seeing in markets, setups that I'm looking at, what's happening in the macro world. Subscribers get great value from it. It's completely free. Video drops every Monday. It's usually between 5 and 10 minutes. So hit the link in the description to subscribe to Tao Weekly, and I'll see you when the next episode drops.